That ends the bottom of the third. We're going to go to the top of the fourth, and the Dodgers are leading 1-0. But as promised, we're going to wait on that commercial break because we have introduced something, as we told you earlier on the broadcast, called Story Time. All right. Our story comes from no one better than the Phillie Phanatic, who happened to grace us with his presence a couple weekends ago when we hosted the Phillies. Now, for those people that don't know, Bernie Brewer and Phillie Phanatic were travel companions. They used to go to all these celebrity events and everything, and whenever they would go, they would always room together and travel together. Phillie Phanatic happened to tell us probably one of the funniest stories about Bernie Brewer. So they would always do their celebrity event, and when the event would end, Phillie Phanatic said that basically it would be within seconds that Bernie Brewer would already be sitting at a bar and drinking. Phillie Phanatic told him so many times, like, you're never going to outdrink the brewery, slow down because they always can make it faster than you can. And Bernie Brewer would always have none of it. So every event they would go to, they would always basically hit the bar. Bernie would get smashed, and then basically Phillie Phanatic would drive back to the hotel and tuck in Bernie Brewer. But one time, they happened to be at an event. I want to say Phillie Phanatic said he wasn't sure exactly what city or town they were in. But they find the bar after the event. Bernie, of course, is throwing them back left and right. And I want to say Phillie Phanatic said that if he was a betting man, the only person that he thinks could outdrink Bernie Brewer would be Andre the Giant. But back to the story. So Phillie Phanatic said Bernie was throwing him back left and right. He was getting pretty drunk. So they basically said, let's wrap it up. Bernie said shotgun. Phillie Phanatic, they drive back to the hotel that night. He said while they were on the highway, the funny thing that happened was that night when they were on the highway, they happened to pass a brewery that was in operation. And Phillie Phanatic looked over at Bernie and said, Bernie, look at this. You finished drinking for the night, and they're just making more right now. What do you have to say about that? And he said Bernie was all drunk, half asleep, kind of laying down. He looked back up at him and said, oh, yeah, but I got him working nights now. Classic Bernie Brewer. So let's go to the ad read because these breaks are pretty quick now that baseball realized we need to have faster games.
Have you ever thought pigment was way overrated? Well, you're in luck. With new technology we have created, the Sosa Bleacher Balm. Believe it or not, this cream-based lotion is steroid-free. Yes, you heard it, steroid-free. After applying the cream, just put the cork back in the bottle and sit back and wait for the bleacher balm to turn your skin into the lucky Irish lad you always wanted to be. If you thought pigment was overrated, pick up a bottle of Sosa Bleacher Balm, and remember it is steroid-free.
Why don't you try these on for size? When sports met sarcasms, shorts.
Thank you for tuning in to When Sports Met Sarcasm.